Thanks, Mr. Arcillo. My name is Tori, and I'm from Dorchester, Massachusetts. Here's today's Royals lineup. Leading off at shortstop, Alcides Escobar. The left fielder, Ben Zobrist, and center, Lorenzo Cain. At first base, Eric Hosmer, the DH, Kendrys Morales, and third base, Mike Moustakas. In right field, Alex Rios. At second base, Omar Fuente, and the catcher, Duke Gutierrez.
Nice job, Tori, as standing in here, getting it started for Kansas City. Alcides Escobar leading it off. Escobar, the shortstop for the Royals, and the first pitch from Eduardo Rodriguez is grounded foul outside of third, and we are underway. The Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. 16th start for Eduardo Rodriguez, 7-5 with a 4.48 ERA, 68 strikeouts, 27 walks, and opponents sitting at 242 against him. An 8-inning effort, giving up just one run in the win against the Indians last time out. This one popped up foul off to the right, out of play. Center fielder Betts into right center with a gap out in left center field. 0-2 pitch coming to Escobar, and that'll bounce in.
Second time that Rodriguez has faced Kansas City this season. Beat him in Kansas City. 6 1/3 in that game, 6 hits and only 1 earned run.
And the career high with the 8 innings pitched last time out against the Indians. This one is line foul. Jerry, I know you don't make much of the day-night comparison for Rodriguez, but it is staggering.
It is. The numbers are incredibly different.
1-2 pitch is off the pitcher. It kicks to first base, and Shaw will tag the bag for the first out of the ball game.
Well, that's a good start for the Red Sox. Let's look at their defense, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 12th in the league with 74 errors on the season. Pablo Sandoval will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts the shortstop. Josh Rutledge at second, and Travis Shaw the first baseman. Left to right, Jackie Bradley Jr., Mookie Betts, and Rusney Castillo, and Ryan Hannigan doing the catching for Rodriguez.
Today's umpires are brought to you by Buick. Experience a new Buick lineup during this year's Sign and Drive. See your local Buick dealer today. Mike Everett behind the plate calling the balls and strikes with David Rackley at first base. Bob Davidson, the umpire, at second. And the crew chief is Hunter Windelstead at third. Brad Pearson, the trainer, out there. Torey Lovello checking on Eduardo Rodriguez.
As I mentioned, things working out pretty well here with the exception of the ball hitting Rodriguez, but it hits him and goes directly to first base, where Travis Shaw is there, can pick it up barehanded and tag the first base bag. So off that left ankle, it looked like, is somewhere in that area, threw a couple of pitches, and he's ready to go.
Send it down to Tom Caron.
Yeah, Don, you were talking about the day-night splits, and they are dramatic. Erod's ERA at night is 1.67. His ERA during the day is 9 runs higher, 10.67. I talked to pitching coach Carl Willis about it before the game today. Asked him if they had spoken to Erod about it. He said no. We weren't going to get into it. Remember, this is a guy that had to deal with the whole public conversation about tipping pitches and whatnot. He's been dealing with enough, and he's dealt with it well. But there's no question, as they talked about potentially tweaking the rotation with the return of Rick Porcello, they said he might not pitch in New York against the Mets. And Carl said immediately, Erod said, oh, that'd be good. I wouldn't have to pitch during the day. So he knows about it, guys.
Well, it's tough to miss. There's no doubt about that. As you mentioned, the ERA at night, he is 6-1. He's lost only one time at night. During the day, 1-4 so far in his young major league career.
I don't know how to explain that. I really don't. You know, this same thing with hitters. You know, well, this guy hit during the day, 330, hit 250 at night. I mean, I don't understand why. I don't get it.
Now 2 down here in the first inning. Zobrist had fouled out to the catcher, and here is Lorenzo Cain, who takes strike 1.
Change up that time from Rodriguez to get the first strike on Cain.
Guys, one thing Carl Willis said they were really working on with a young pitcher like Erod is just to make sure that at the ballpark, the routine stays the same. Daytime, nighttime, don't vary anything. And that is something all young pitchers have to get used to.
Now, Jerry, no doubt you talked about the routine that sort of changed for you as a player as far as day game to night game. And you get to sleep late generally on a night game, but you're used to playing many more night games than day games.
Yeah, exactly. A good example is last night. I mean, by the time that was a long game, and by the time you get home, get to bed, you just don't go to bed right away. You got to unwind a little bit. And next thing you know, you're waking up on 4 or 5 hours sleep to come to the ballpark for the day game. So it's a little bit different than what the players are accustomed to.
Two to Kane. And it's on the ground left side. Bogaerts surrounds it, throws off balance, but in time. And Eduardo Rodriguez has a 1-2-3 first inning. Red Sox coming up. Starter for the Kansas City Royals, brought to you by New England Nissan dealers. Edinson Volquez on the mound. 26th start, 11-7 with a 3.20 earned run average. 114 strikeouts and 57 walks, and opponents hitting at .236 against Volquez. Tuesday at Cincinnati ended up with a no decision, but pitched well. 6 innings, giving up just a 1 run. And Mookie Betts leading it off and taking strike 1. Well, Betts coming in with an 8-game hitting streak. A little bit low, missing at 92 for Volquez, and it's a ball and a strike.
Second time that Volquez has faced the Red Sox this year. Got a win against them back in Kansas City. You see the breakdown of pitches. Fastball at 52%. A lot of changeups.
Now back in June, Mookie Betts able to take him deep. Kauffman Stadium, only visited a year for the Red Sox there. One of the 11 home runs for Mookie Betts in his career. That outing against the Red Sox in a win. June 20th went 5 1/3, gave up 4 earned runs through 88 pitches. Ball's behind here, 3-1 to Betts. Mentioned the 8-game hitting streak, 359 along the way with 14 homers, 14 for 39 during that 359 stretch. Yeah, Sandoval waits on deck. Then we'll see Bogaerts part of this bottom of the first inning. Strike over the outside corner, and it's a full count.
Yeah, borderline strike 2 on the 3-1 count. Just barely picking up that outside corner to Mookie Betts. Could have gone either way.
In the air to shallow right. Rios comes in and puts it away for the first out. Well, it's Junior Announcer Day. Time for the Red Sox lineup, brought to you by your Eastern Hyundai dealers.
Thanks, Mr. Arcil. My name is Zach, and I'm from Agawam, Massachusetts. Here is today's Red Sox lineup. Leading off in center field, Mookie Betts. The third baseman, Pablo Sandoval. At shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. The DH, Big Papi, David Ortiz. At first base, Travis Shaw. In right field, Rusney Castillo. The catcher, Ryan Hannigan. In left field, Jackie Bradley Jr. And the second baseman, Josh Rutledge.
Nice job, Zach, as Edinson Volquez has one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Pablo Sandoval on the ground. Back to Volquez, who makes the catch about thigh high and throws out Sandoval. 2 down.
The Royals defense is brought to you by DraftKings. They're 7th in the league with 66 errors on the season. Mike Moustakas at third base. Alcides Escobar, the shortstop. Omar Infante at second. And Eric Hosmer, the first baseman, left to right. Ben Zobrist, Lorenzo Cain, and Alex Rios. Drew Butera gets the first out of the series behind the plate.
2 down here in the bottom of the first inning brings up Xander Bogaerts. 314, 4 homers, and 60 runs batted in for Bogaerts. Elevated fastball at 93 miles an hour. 4-game hitting streak for Xander coming in. He's gone 5 for 13 in the series to this point against KC. RBI and a run scored during the series that today marks its 4th game of the series and the end of the homestand for the Red Sox. David Ortiz on deck. That's a strike, and it's 2-1. Volquez is from Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic, 31 years old. Broke into the big leagues with the Texas Rangers. That time with Cincinnati, San Diego, the Dodgers, and the Pirates last year. Grounded back up the middle into center field, and a base hit for Bogaerts. Extends the hitting streak to 5 games and is aboard with 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, it keeps the Red Sox away from the 1-2-3 inning here in the first inning as Bogaerts gets a fastball, takes it right back up the middle for the base hit. Gets on top of a high fastball between the letters and the belt. Gets the hands above the baseball and hits the ground ball up the middle.
So a 2-out single for Bogaerts, and it brings up David Ortiz at 267 with 26 home runs, 75 runs batted in. And into the shift go the Royals on the right side. They bring the third baseman Moustakas to the right side. In there for a strike.
You see the fastball, curveball, changeup combination today from Volquez.
David 2 for 9 in the series. He has walked 4 times in the series. Walked 3 times last night, going 2 for 2 in the ball game with 3 base on balls. Foul back, and Ortiz down 0-2. David with 26 home runs on the year, 20 against right-handers, 6 against lefties. Bats with Travis Shaw again batting 5th in the Red Sox order today. Ortiz pops it up in foul ground. Butera headed over towards the seats. Will go as far as he can and has it go off his glove and into the seats. Well, he made a bid over there, but unable to make the catch.
It looked like the ball bounced right out of his glove. He was reaching over the stands. Let's take a look. Goes to the backhand and just can't close up the glove. And then into the hand of one of the fans. No fan interference on this. When the catcher reaches over in the stands, he does so at his own peril.
So another opportunity here for David Ortiz, as it turns out. David in the last 27 games at a cool 380 with 10 home runs last 27 games. 0-2 pitch. And that one's by Ortiz at 93 miles an hour. First strikeout for Volquez. Scoreless through 1. Well, we head to the second inning back here at Fenway without a score. Eric Hosmer leading it off here for Kansas City, the Royals first baseman. So it's a .316 average, 14 homers, 72 runs batted in. Hosmer, Morales, and Moustakas scheduled to bat in the inning. Hosmer hitting at .283 overall against lefties, but even better since mid-July. And he hits this in the air to center field. Betts out there waiting. He'll make the catch for the first out here of the second inning. 4 in a row, retired by Eduardo Rodriguez. Well, Tuesday, September 8th is Red Sox hat giveaway night presented by Toyo Tires. All fans in attendance will receive a special 1975 season hat. Visit redsox.com/promos for tickets. One down here in the second inning brings up Kendrys Morales. The DH at .286, 13 homers, and 85 runs batted in. Morales driving in Kansas City's first 2 runs last night with an opposite field double off the monster in the first inning. Double was his team leading 33rd for the year. They got Kansas City off to the fast start. They later get a 3-run home run from Salvador Perez. They were well on their way to their first victory of the series. Moustakas waiting on deck. Morales ranking 3rd in the American League with his 85 RBIs. Second highest total of his career. Lines it foul back up into the grandstand, out of play. There is Salvador Perez. Hit a 3-run home run last night, part of the victory for Kansas City. That's outside for ball 3. Morales last night with his 25th multi-RBI game. The most by a Royal since the guy he replaced, Billy Butler, really is the DH on this team. So that one's fouled off to the right again. Good battle here from Morales and Rodriguez.
Great concentration on that play, especially with the fan in front of him putting his hands up.
On the ground, foul by the Royals dugout. You'll see an 8th pitch in this at bat. Morales cleans this up, but diving at third is Sandoval. And a good throw to get Morales. Nice play by the Panda down there at third base. 2 down.
Now Sandoval obviously better going to his left than to his right. And right there, that ball just about by Sandoval. You can see him moving closer to the third base line. And then that ball's off to his left. So he has to win the dive very quickly back to his feet to make the throw and record the out with no problem because the ball was hit so hard. One crossover step and a dive.
2 down, 5 in a row, retired by Eduardo Rodriguez. Little help from his friends, and Sandoval with a very nice play at third base. Moustakas taking strike 1. Singled, walked, and scored twice in last night's game. Did he go? No, says Hunter Wintelstedt, third base umpire. Moustakas against Boston in the season series this year, hitting at .333. And fooled on that fastball running away.
And so far, everything away from Moustakas. The first 3 pitches on the outside or outside part of the plate.
Fly ball headed out towards left center field. Over is Jackie Bradley Jr. to put it away. Good start for Eduardo today. Inning and a half done. No score from the Fens. Back at Fenway Park. Travis Shaw to lead it off. Rusney Castillo, Ryan Hannigan expected against Edinson Volquez. And a breaking ball missing up top. Shaw had .351 to start the day. 6 homers and 13 runs batted in. He was 0 for 5 in the ball game last night. Snapped a 6-game hitting streak. RBIs, though. 9 RBIs in 9 games so far in the homestand. Red Sox heading out after the ball game to Chicago to begin a series against the White Sox coming up. Play 3 in Chicago against the White Sox Thursday and off day, and then 3 against the Mets in New York before returning home to Fenway Park. 2-2.
A lot of New York going on. You know, we got the Mets over the weekend. Then I think the Yankees come into town after that.
A lot of New York. Full count now. Volquez has not walked anybody. Has 1 strikeout. Was able to strike out David Ortiz to end the first inning. There's Rusney Castillo waiting on deck. In the air down the right field line, a foul ball. Well, we're just talking about the schedule. It's time now for a look at the road ahead presented by People's United Bank. White Sox for 3, Mets for 3 then. It is indeed back home to take on the Yankees. The Philadelphia Phillies will be coming in interleague play again, and Red Sox will also host the Blue Jays as part of that next homestand before heading off for Tampa Bay in St. Petersburg, Florida. Shaw strikes out on a pitch away, a fastball at 93. Second strikeout for Volquez.
Little movement on that fastball, too, from Volquez. 93 miles an hour, but you'll see it sail away right there at the end to Travis Shaw. So you think it's going to be a fastball in the outside corner with all the movement, ends up way off the corner. And very tough to hold up the swing.
One down for Rusney Castillo. 286, 4 homers, 19 runs batted in. Castillo did not play in last night's game and is 2 for 4 in the series against Kansas City. Comes in with a 7-game hitting streak at .357 during the 7-gamer. Ryan Hannigan batting out of the 7 spot today, waits on deck.
Change up that time from Volquez, keeping it down out of the strike zone and drawing the swing by Castillo.
Chopped up over the mound, and the second baseman Infante will just kind of flip it towards first on a bunch of hops. No chance to get Rusney Castillo.
Yeah, Rusney now with an 8-game hitting streak. First at bat, ground ball up the middle after looking bad on a changeup. They come back with a fastball, and he's able to top it right back up the middle. Really no chance for Infante at second base. Kind of rolls it to first base on this throw. I really don't know whether he thought he had any opportunity at all, but
threw it on a bunch of hops to first base in case.
I got to tell you, sometimes it's tough not to throw the baseball. You go all the way out there to get it and just want to let it fly.
So 1 on, 1 out. It brings up Ryan Hannigan. Hannigan had last night off. Blake Swihart in there, and Hannigan back today at .248. 2 homers and 12 runs batted in. A 2-run single in Thursday's win, game 1 of this series against Kansas City. Royals at double play depth in the infield. And Hannigan looks at strike two.
Hannigan 0 for 6 in his career against Volquez. But 8 games in August, .310 average.
Swinging a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Butera holds on. That's the third strikeout for Volquez.
Now 2 fastballs followed up by a changeup. They wanted the changeup away. It stays inside part of the plate, but still no contact by Hannigan. And all 3 pitches there on the inner third of home plate.
Nick Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. 2 down here in the second inning. Castillo at first base, held on by Hosmer. Here's Jackie Bradley Jr. Now Bradley, this time around, since being recalled, has started 21 of the last 22 games. So that's being called up at the end of July the 29th. Now he sends this to left center field, and that's going to get down. And by Zobrist to the track of the wall. Castillo coming around from first base. He will score the game's first run. Red Sox lead it 1-0.
Now those 2-out hits are so big, and Jackie Bradley Jr. comes up with a 2-out double. Fastball away, gap left center. I really like that swing. You know, that's the swing where a year ago he'd still try to pull the ball, and the result would have been a ground ball to second base. This year, he's taking it going with it, and picking up extra hits.
So a 2-out RBI double has the Red Sox on top 1-0, and it brings up Josh Rutledge. Brock Holt on the bench again today. Left oblique problem, and Torey Lovullo saying he would likely return tomorrow in game 1 from Chicago. So Rutledge with another start. There's Brock Holt on the bench again today. He is available to come off the bench to pinch hit possibly today, but nursing that left oblique.
One more look at the 2-out base hit by Bradley Jr. as he finds that gap between Kane and Zobrist. Zobrist tracks it down, and Rusney Castillo's speed from first base. He has absolutely no problem scoring to give the Red Sox a 1-0 lead.
Red Sox operating here with 2 outs, and they've gotten this run with 2 outs. They've been very successful in that category in the series. 8 2-out runs. And looking for more here is Josh Rutledge. On the corner. Just did paint it. 4 for 10 against Kansas City with a home run, a couple of RBIs, part of that 2-run shot. Grounded foul over by the on-deck circle. Well, Thursday night, catch the Pawtucket Red Sox as they visit the Buffalo Bisons. It's live at 7 p.m. and it's right here on NESN. A big crowd on hand here for the finale of the homestand for the Red Sox. Last game of this 4-game series with the Kansas City Royals. And Boston on top 1-0 as they bat here in the bottom of the second inning. Rutledge will foul off another, this time to the right.
Doing a good job battling some very tough pitches from Volquez. Curveball that time that he's able to foul off. Breaking ball in a pretty good spot. A little bit high, but to the outside part of the plate, and Rutledge able to foul it off.
Soroka has been one of the Royals' most consistent pitchers this year. Leads the team in wins with 11 innings pitched, 153 now. And this is lined into center field, a base hit. Bradley Jr. being waved around, and the Red Sox will take a 2-0 lead. Josh Rutledge drives in the Red Sox second run.
One thing that's been consistent in this series, the bottom of the batting order for the Red Sox has done very, very well. This action coming with 2 outs, the double by Bradley, now the single by Rutledge. Did a good job fouling off a curveball that was away, and then gets a fastball in and takes it up the middle for the base hit. Bradley Jr. coming around third base. He'll score.
9 2-out runs scored now in this series for the Red Sox, and 2 coming in this inning. Now the top of the order, Mookie Betts, as the Red Sox go second time through against Edinson Volquez. Fly ball struck well to center field. Back goes Lorenzo Cain at the wall. He will make the catch. So Betts is retired. Red Sox are gone, but they get a pair and lead it 2-0. Rodriguez, I should say, now has a 2-0 lead in this game. As Alex Rios, 242, 2 homers, 22 runs batted in. Leading it off here for Kansas City. Ground ball back up the middle into center field. A base hit for Rios. So there's the first hit of the day for Kansas City.
Rios now with a 5-game hitting streak as he gets on top of a high fastball from Rodriguez. There's that fastball up about just above the belt, and Rios takes it up the middle for the leadoff base hit here in the third inning. First hit of the game for the Royals.
First base runner as well as Omar Infante now checks in. Second baseman at 215 with a home run and 33 runs batted in. That's out of the 8th spot. First time from the stretch on the day for Eduardo Rodriguez. Line to right, and that's in for a base hit in front of Rusney. Castillo is going to try to go to second for the force out, but getting to second base is Rios. May have spiked Bogaerts in the process.
That's a tough play for Rios because the ball's hit so hard he doesn't know whether Castillo's going to make a catch on it, so he kind of has to hold up, and then because the ball's hit hard, he's really got to hustle again into second base. A good heads-up play by Castillo throwing in there. But Rios makes it in safely, so he's in scoring position. Back-to-back base hits.
So 2 on, nobody out. Drew Butera batting out of the 9 spot. Coming into the corners, and he does drop the bunt down, and it is a fair ball. Hannigan fires to first base for the out. Sacrifice complete. Rios to third, Infante to second.
Nice job there by Butera, hitting out of the 9 spot, hitting below 200 at 188. So they ask him to bunt, to sacrifice, and very good fundamentals right there on the sacrifice attempt. Gets the ball down the third base line, then Hannigan makes a good throw to first base to get the out. But the potential tying run moves in the scoring position at second base, second and third.
Now Alcides Escobar digging his way in as Eduardo Rodriguez about to go second time through now. Alcides Escobar grounded back to Rodriguez in the first inning, 0 for 1. Line foul right in behind the Red Sox dugout. Rios at third base, Infante at second with 1 down here in the third inning. Fly down the right field line towards Canvas Alley and into it. DraftKings.com is paying out over $300 million this baseball season. DraftKings has given out $34 million to Boston residents alone since the site launched. Get your free entry into a one-day fantasy baseball contest today using promo code NESSN. Single by Rios began the inning. Infante with a base hit to right for the sacrifice bunt by Drew Butera. Runners at second and third with one out. Now Escobar hits a fly ball out to left center field. On the run is Bradley. He'll get there, turns and fires towards third as tagging and scoring is Rios. And the Royals are on the board. It's now 2-1 Boston as Kansas City gets one back.
Well, what you're looking for here is maybe something on the ground. Instead, it's an elevated slider. A ball that gets up in the zone and certainly hit deep enough. Now, Bradley Jr. knows he has no chance at home, but he goes to third. And the runner at second base, Infante, has to hold up. Rios coming in to score. He knew right away that he left that breaking ball up in the zone, and that there was going to be pretty solid contact on it.
So 2 down, Infante at second base, and here is Ben Zobrist. Fouled out to the catcher Ryan Hannigan in the first inning. On the ground towards Rutledge, who is positioned perfectly at second base, and he takes care of business as the Royals pick up a run. It's 2-1 Boston. Pablo Sandoval, Xander Bogaerts, and David Ortiz face Edinson Volquez. Sandoval has already checked in with a very nice defensive play at third base. 0 for 1 today, grounding one back to Volquez sharply. Red Sox out hitting the Royals 4-2 as they bat here in the third. Fly ball to right field, playable for Alex Rios, who has to come in for the first out at the bottom of the third. Well, join the 2020 Club and enjoy an affordable fun night at Fenway Park. Groups of 20 or more start at $20 each. Visit redsox.com/groups for more information. One down here in the third inning, and it brings up Xander Bogaerts. Single to center field back in the first inning. Red Sox with 3 singles in the game and a double. David Ortiz waiting on deck. Off balance swing and fooled there is Xander Bogaerts.
And when you have that ability, when you're behind an account, to be able to throw that changeup for a strike, that's a huge advantage. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the changeup. And the off balance swing by Bogaerts.
Xander in 6 games against Kansas City at .417. Already has a hit today with that base hit in the first inning. Fouled it off. Red Sox getting 2 in the second inning. Kansas City answering with a run in the top half of the third. Red Sox were vying for their first 5-game winning streak of the year last night, but unfortunately the Royals took game 3 of the series, and Red Sox starting or trying to start a new streak today. On the ground is short. Escobar plays the low hop and throws out Bogaerts for the second out of the inning. Now, did you miss today's all-new episode of NESN Clubhouse? Catch the encore presentation tonight after our Red Sox coverage. NESN Clubhouse is presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. A bunch of kids on hand here today. Weekend day baseball at Fenway Park. 2 down in the third inning for David Ortiz, who struck out swinging in the first inning. One of 3 strikeouts for Volquez so far in the day.
It's funny, you hear tones of the ballpark, you know, and I always felt like Sundays were the best because you had more kids at the ball game on Sunday. You didn't have those hardcore boo-birds from Monday to Friday.
A little friendlier Fenway on Sunday?
Yeah, it always seemed to be.
Ortiz fouls it off to the left, out of play. Wheels shifting on the right side here on David. Mike Moustakas, third baseman, on the right side of the infield as Ortiz hits a high fly ball to right. Rios going back onto the track to make the catch in front of the wall. David gives it a ride, but he's out number 3. It's 2-1 Red Sox through 3. 2-1 lead. To the fourth inning we go. Lorenzo Cain leading it off. Cain takes strike 1. He is 0 for 1 today. Grounding out to Xander Bogaerts at shortstop in the first inning. Cain went around 0-2. Couldn't hold up. Kind of holding his side again. We've noticed that here during this series. Seems like that is an issue for him, and now trying to stretch it out. Anytime he tried to hold up, too, I'm sure that does not help the oblique or whatever's bothering him on the side.
I think, Don, that was on Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken. It's the first time we saw him do that, so he's been playing that way in pain for the last couple of games.
Now grounder up the middle. Rutledge was playing him in that direction and throws him out for the first out of the fourth inning. Well, today's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. The Royals are 11-12 against the American League East teams this season. They are 63-36 against all other divisions in baseball. So had a tough time with the East, but they are 74 wins strong heading into today's game. Only the St. Louis Cardinals with more wins at 77 victories to start the day. Eric Hosmer getting his second look at Eduardo Rodriguez. Flied out to center field in the second inning. It's just a fog, a haze making its way across Fenway Park here right now.
That's kind of strange for this time of year. A sea breeze coming in from center field and bringing in some fog with it off the ocean.
Kind of a marine layer.
Yes, it's very, very unusual.
Line to center field and a ringing single right there for Hosmer. One out base hit as we check back in with Tom.
Okay. Hey guys, Don, you mentioned that it's kind of a heavy mist of fog, and that's getting a little damper here. You can see everybody here in the photo bay starting to scramble to put their tarps on. And I just want to say that I know right now Adam Pellerin, Steve Lyons back in the NESN Television Center in the green room, probably having that third or fourth slice of pizza. Might have to take your feet off the desk now and get your ties and coats back on. I've been there, and this is when you start to scramble. So you got a little bit of heavy mist coming in. No need to worry yet, guys, back there, but get on DEFCON 4 because it's getting a little bit wet out here. So finish up that pizza and get ready to rock just in case.
So it's go time right now if you're part of that set, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. And obviously, I'm sure they wouldn't have any seafood in the green room even if I'm not there. I hope they're still following the rules. But
no fish allowed.
But they need to get ready. Yeah, no fish allowed in the green room.
Well, right now, a mist falling here at Fenway Park. Easy for us to say, sitting in the comfortable booth that we are in. Damp day here in Boston with 1 out and 1 on. Kendrys Morales. It's his second look at Eduardo Rodriguez. Grounded out to third base in the second inning. Grounded towards second, could be 2, but no. Rutledge lets it get through him and into center field. Throw to third base is going to be close, but it gets away and into the Kansas City dugout. They will award the plate to Hosmer, and that was not pretty all the way around for the Red Sox as the Royals tie the game 2-2.
I can get a double error on this, an error on Rutledge. First of all, if he makes the play, they've got the easy double play to get out of the inning. The ball gets by him, and then the throw from Mookie Betts is going to get by Sandoval and go into the dugout of the Kansas City Royals. So a gift run right here. They should have been out of the inning. The ball going right under the glove of Rutledge. Hosmer continues on the third base. Now there's the throw getting by Sandoval. And he's able to get up, scramble to his feet, and get home. So a foggy play for the Red Sox there.
I see what you did there. 1 out. Morales at second base. And Mike Moustakas, the batter. Flied out to left field in the second inning. So an error charge to Rutledge on the play. Error charge to Betts on the play. And now this one headed out towards the gap in right center field. Going to get down and roll a while. Around from second base, Morales will score without a problem. Moustakas into second base. He puts Kansas City on top 3-2.
And that breaking ball again stayed up for Rodriguez. He's had a couple of sliders that have been higher than he would like them. And here's one right here to Moustakas. Now, Moustakas, give him credit. That ball's away from him, but he's still able to cover the plate and then drive that ball in the gap in right center field.
So the Red Sox had a 2-0 lead at one point in this game. Now Kansas City with a run in the third, 2 so far here in the fourth, have taken a 3-2 lead. Carl Willis out there as he checks on Rodriguez. Alex Rios will be coming up here for the Royals. Rios singled and scored in the third inning. Now he bats with Moustakas at second base, 1 down in the fourth inning. 50th pitch of the game for Eduardo Rodriguez. And it's in there for a strike.
Starts him off with a changeup at 86.
No strikeouts today for Rodriguez so far as he works here 3 1/3 deep into his outing. Rios reaches out, fouls it off to the right, out of play. Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings live right after the game. Adam Pellerin and Steve Lyons will break down today's game. You'll hear from Eduardo Rodriguez, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? 1 out, Moustakas at second base, and Alex Rios batting here. The count of 1-2. Tried to hold up and apparently did on a pitch down and in. Reaches out, grounds it by the mound to Rutledge at second base. Able to throw out Rios. As taking third is Moustakas with now 2 down in the inning.
It's hard to tell. I couldn't tell if that ball deflected off the glove of Rodriguez, but it certainly did slow up as it went out toward Rutledge. And Rios retired on the changeup right there for the second out of the inning. You see Rodriguez reach out for this. Now, does he touch it?
I think he might have.
It looked like it did change direction a little bit, and it actually helped out because it headed back toward Rutledge's second base.
So 2 down, Moustakas at third. Here's Omar Infante trying to deliver a 2-out RBI.
One more look at that ground ball up the middle and the glove reaching out. And yes, it does just get a piece of the glove.
Royals compiling 2 runs so far in this inning. Red Sox have made 2 errors in this inning. Down and in, 2-1. Got the rain gear going today. As a light mist falls here at Fenway Park right now.
Actually, we've been pretty lucky in this series weather-wise because there have been threat of storms every day, and all 3 games have been played, including today.
On the ground left side, it is Sandoval off balance. Nice play, and Sandoval gets him. 2 runs in the inning for the Royals. They lead it 3-2. Kansas City on top of the Red Sox. Both teams with 4 hits. And look out. Pitch inside, and saying that he got hit was Shaw. He felt he got hit on the wrist, and they are going to give him first base. So Mike Everett did not make the initial hit batsman call, but Shaw showing him his arm, and then he did.
My question is, did he bunt at this ball? No, he was pulling it back. That call should stand up. I don't think there was any bunt attempt at all there. You can see him pulling the bat back and then gets hit off the elbow with the pitch.
No argument from Ned Yost as Shaw at first base to begin things here in the 4th inning. And it brings up Rusney Castillo. Reached on an infield hit in the 2nd. Well, 4 Boston hits. Red Sox trying to answer 3 runs in the last 2 innings by the Royals. There is strike 1 at the bottom of the zone. Light rain consistently falling here at Fenway Park as we play in the 4th inning. Steele fouling it off, finds himself down 0-2. Red Sox season ticket plans soon will be available for the 2016 season. For information about becoming a Red Sox season ticket holder, call 617-226-6888 or visit redsox.com/season tickets today. Bouncing in and blocked by Butera.
A lot of change-ups in this at bat to Castillo. Castillo's base hit back in the second inning was on a fastball. Tried the curveball this time.
Popped up, foul ground. Hosmer running over, but will not have a play. Travis Shaw hit by a pitch to begin the inning at first base to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Rusney Castillo with a count of 1-2. Popped up, foul again. Down and in, 2-2. So Volquez has been operating around 94, 95 miles an hour. His 3 strikeouts on the day so far, has not walked anybody. Fouled off, still 2-2. Back to the changeup again.
Yeah, pretty good job, too, by Castillo fouling off these changeups. This is a pretty good one. This one's down a little bit out of the strike zone, I believe, and Castillo able to top it and foul it off. Actually was in the strike zone.
On the ground towards shortstop, Escobar will go to second for 1, on to first for 2. A double play. So they erased the hit batsman there, and what was to be a good start to the inning for the Red Sox. Now 2 down.
Yeah, Volquez completely changed his approach in that at bat against Castillo. A lot of breaking stuff, change-ups, curveball. It was a curveball that resulted in the ground ball to shortstop and the double play.
So 2 down here in the fourth inning, and brings up Ryan Hannigan. Hannigan struck out swinging in the second, 0 for 1. '60th pitch is hit on the ground and foul, even the count of 1-1. Well, right now you can get up to 60 months with no interest on anything at Jordan's Furniture. Furnish one room or your entire home. Best of all, you get to enjoy it right now. Visit Jordans.com for details. Ryan Hannigan, a strikeout victim in the second. Now takes ball 2 in the dirt, and Volquez frustrated. On deck, Jackie Bradley Jr. The Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We're talking about the problems that Eduardo Rodriguez has had during the day. Volquez has not shared those problems. He has a 2.43 earned run average during the day, and opponent's sitting at just 195 against him in 7 daytime starts. Strike 2, full count. And again, in request time, and backs out. Base is empty, and a payoff pitch coming here to Ryan Hannigan. Strike three call right at the bottom of the zone. There's the fourth strikeout for Volquez. Second time Hannigan's down by way of the K.
You have a big, wide right field.
Butera rips this down to the left field corner. First pitch swinging. Headed for second base as Bradley takes it out of the garage door, and Butera into second base with a double to begin the fifth inning. Let's check back in with TC.
You know, guys, you just asked the question about which field is toughest to play, and you just saw Jackie Bradley Jr. having to get over there and deal with the garage door. I spoke with JBJ before the game here about that very issue, and he's obviously made great catches. See the center field catch out in Detroit. Diving catch here and left, and then last night, pretty impressive catch here, and he told me he had to quickly analyze, was that going to be on the fair side or foul side of the pesky pole? He was able to get over to the what would be foul side, the short side. But he said the toughest challenge is learning to read it off the bat from three different angles. Jerry, how difficult is that if you're a center fielder where it's coming right at you to play those corner infielders and watch the different read off the bat?
Yeah, Tom, it's really difficult. I mean, you know, at center field, you can see, obviously, the location of pitches, whether they're inside, outside, and that helps you get a jump on the baseball. You can't see that on the corners. And I think that's the biggest adjustment that an outfielder, especially a center fielder, has to make in changing position. And it's just like an infielder. I mean, if you move from second base to shortstop, the angles are completely all different for you. Same thing in the outfield. So it's incredible to me, you know, that he has been able to play all three the way that he has.
No sacrifice bunt laid down by Escobar gets Butera to third base. The infield in now for Boston. And Zobrist, 0 for 2 in the game, has fouled out and grounded out.
And we take for granted sometimes that, you know, you're just moving a guy from one position to another is no big deal. Well, it is a big deal.
It's the amazing part of what Brock Holt and Mookie Betts and they've been able to accomplish the last couple of years, and it's amazing. It just doesn't happen the way it's happened.
No, we have been spoiled, I think, by both those guys. Moving, you know, from second base infielders to outfield positions and playing them very well. I mean, almost never missing a beat, you know, and that's tough to do. Really tough to do.
This guy at the plate has made an all-star career of it as well, and Ben Zobrist. In the dirt, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. It's getting a little muddy, so Rodriguez went back to clean him off. Light rain consistently falling here at Fenway Park during the inning. 1-2 to Ben Zobrist. Yeah, kind of an emergency swing there. Sounded like he broke his bat as he fouls it off, and he did. So coming up after the third out of this inning, Adam Pellerin will have the mid-fifth studio show presented by GMC. You want to stay for that. One out, Butera at third. He led off this top of the fifth inning with a double to left right down the line on a sharply hit ball. Bouncing in, kicks off a Hannigan, but Butera remains at third.
Nice play there by Hannigan. Not an easy pitch to block either. That ball bounced, I believe, in front of home plate. As you can see right there, and then right off the stomach of Hannigan up that first base line.
On the ground to second with the infield in. Rutledge looks the runner back and throws out Zobrist. So the infield in worked there. 2 down.
And no contact being played with the runner at third base. They just hold him there with the infield in. And you can see Rutledge going down to one knee to make sure that ball doesn't get through. So now the infield with 2 outs can move back.
Two-way Lorenzo Cain coming up. 0 for 2 in the game. He is grounded out to short, grounded out to second. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Butera gaining his walking lead off third base. 2 down here in the 5th inning. In there for a strike right at the bottom of the zone. Cain didn't think so, and he finds himself in the hole. 0-2.
Yeah, a lot of options now for Rodriguez. Up 0-2 with 2 outs. There's that last pitch, a fastball. It's right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Outside, Cain not chasing the 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Cain has grounded to short today, grounded out to second base in 2 previous at-bats. Batting here with Butera at third base, 2 down in the 5th.
Away with the fastball.
70th pitch for Rodriguez. And it's fouled off down the right field line, out of play. Well, the Royals winning last night. That snapped a 5-game losing streak against the Red Sox here at Fenway Park. Now they're trying to make it 2 in a row. Red Sox had a 2-0 lead today, getting 2 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. But Royals got a run in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and threatening here in the 5th. Two and 2.
Fastball inside, too far inside, but that's exactly. They were hoping for a swing in that situation from Cain. They had him looking away, and then back inside with the fastball, but too far inside.
Cain fouls it off. Battle continues here between Lorenzo Cain and Eduardo Rodriguez, with Eric Hosmer waiting on deck. Butera doubled to begin the inning. A sacrifice bunt by Escobar got him to third. Zobrist grounded out to second with the infield in. Now a 2-2 pitch to Lorenzo Cain. And another foul. We will now see an 8th pitch in this at bat.
And that pitch count rising now for Rodriguez up to 73. As we mentioned earlier in the open, he may only go 90 plus today in this game today, because last time out threw 114 pitches. They want to manage his pitch count.
You're getting into an area that he has never been before, as far as beyond August and well into September.
Yeah, that extra month is big. You know, a lot of innings pitched, a few more starts.
Two again to Cain. And a liner caught at third base by Sandoval. So he works his way around a leadoff double. It's 3-2 Kansas City. Time now for the studio show. Jackie Bradley Jr. leads it off for the Red Sox here in the 5th. Bradley with a double and an RBI in the second inning. Also scored a run. His last 10 hits now have all gone for extra bases.
Well, in the opposite field, they're really giving him the left field line. They've got Zobrist really pulled over, as you can see right there. So not much room between Zobrist and Kane.
Top of the zone for a strike. Look at his hit direction this season. Two balls, two strikes. 93 in the fastball and missing from Volquez. Josh Rutledge and then Mookie Betts expected here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Swing and a miss, and it got away from Butera briefly. So he's got to throw out Bradley, and does. That's 5 strikeouts for Volquez. One down here in the fifth inning.
And 5 strikeouts for him, and 2 of those 5 have been on changeups. One to Hannigan in the second, and this one to Bradley in the fifth inning. Changeup that's going to be down and in and off under the strike zone.
One down. Josh Rutledge, the batter, getting his second look at Edison Volquez. He singled and drove in a run in the second inning. Off balance swing there has him down 0-2. Top of the order, Mookie Betts. Red Sox getting both of their runs in the second inning. RBIs for the bottom of the order, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Josh Rutledge. And Rutledge now hits a fly ball to left field where Ben Zobrist is out there. 2 down. Well, get immediate care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, first aid station behind Section 12 in the lower concourse. BIDMC is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox.
And most of the time we talk about in day games battling the sun. Today we're talking about battling the fog here at Fenway Park.
Two down for Mookie Betts. He has flied out twice. Flied out to right in the first, flied out to center in the second as he takes strike one right down the middle. No walks today for Edison Volquez so far. Does have 5 strikeouts. And ahead 0-2.
We should have a foghorn every time a ball goes up in the air right now, right?
Yeah.
Let outfielders, infielders knew the ball's upstairs.
Kind of reminds me of doing games at Hadlock Field in Portland, Maine, where the fog would roll in there as well. The Red Sox Double-A venue. Can't really see the top of the Prue from our spot right now.
No.
No 2 to Betts. Thought about it, but holds off. A pitch down and away. Volquez had a 1-2-3 inning in the third, trying to repeat it here in the fifth as he gets Bradley to strike out, Rutledge to fly out. Popped up in the infield right side. Omar Infante, the second baseman, on the dirt, will put it away. And Volquez does have a 1-2-3 inning. It's 3-2 Kansas City at the end of 5. And 2 errors in that fourth inning that were costly. No walks and no strikeouts. Pretty unusual for Eduardo as we head here into the 6th inning. And Eric Hosmer leading it off and grounding one foul. Hosmer 1 for 2 today. He's flied out to center, singled to center, and scored a run. Fastball headed downward, 0-2. Hosmer, Morales, and Moustakas to bat here for KC in the 6th inning. 4, 5, and 6 for the Royals. Season high in strikeouts for Rodriguez is 7. He's done that 3 times. Last time out, 5 Ks against Cleveland in his 8-inning effort. Late swing, and that one fouled back. Well, your next fill-up could be free with Gulf Oil's new rewards program, PowerPoints. Visit GulfPowerPoints.com to sign up and start earning free gas. It's that easy. One ball, 2 strikes to Eric Hosmer, who strikes out, and there's the first K of the day for Eduardo Rodriguez. 1 down.
Yeah, very difficult team to strike out because they're so aggressive. Matter of fact, the toughest team in the American League to strike out. But the turnover fastball right there by Rodriguez gets the strikeout against Hosmer. Ball down and in. Nice pitch by Rodriguez.
So 1 down here at foggy Fenway. There's your foghorn.
There it is.
80 pitches now for Rodriguez. Kendrys Morales 0 for 2 in the ball game. Reached on a fielder's choice last time up. Grounded out to third back in the 2nd.
Reminds me of spring training when we get into the fog of spring training when they start switching players on us. It becomes a total fog.
About the 5th inning generally.
Yeah, it's like, look out. Let me ask you a question, Don. On a day like this, would you take out the Sun Dolphin?
No. No, the Sun Dolphin would stay ashore. It's great on a sunny day, but not so much when it's drizzling or anything like this. No. On the ground as Sandoval dives, grabs it, gets up, and throws out Morales. He's had a good defensive day at third base. Pablo Sandoval.
Yeah, most of the action to his left also. A couple of diving plays going to his left today. That time the changeup, and Sandoval able to dive once again. Back to his feet. Over the top throw to first base to get the out. Nice play by Sandoval. And Rodriguez likes the effort on defense.
2 down here in the 6th inning. Brings up Mike Moustakas. A double and an RBI his last time up. Two and 0. Five in a row now retired by Eduardo Rodriguez after he allowed the leadoff double to Drew Butera in the 5th inning. Well, stay tuned for Red Sox Final presented by Uno's. Adam Pellerin and Steve Lyons will have the latest on the American League East race. Half a game between the Yankees and the Blue Jays heading into today's action. Kansas City will next play Baltimore. The Orioles 6 games back of the Yankees right now. Popped up, foul ground as Hannigan comes back. He won't have a play. Alex Rios on deck, 2 down here in the Kansas City 6th inning. Moustakas stays alive, fouling that fastball off the outside edge.
Yeah, they got the pitch exactly where they wanted to get it, away from Moustakas, but he does a good job fouling it off. It was a slider last time that he hit for the double. Here's the last pitch. Good location.
Rodriguez with 1 strikeout on the day. He's not walked anybody. A full count here to Moustakas. And his 90th pitch of his outing coming up. Line foul. Foul the other way now to the left and out of play.
Very good bat at bat, lefty against lefty here by Moustakas.
Ninth pitch of the at bat. And a fly ball struck well to left field. Back goes Bradley looking up, and that ball is gone into the monster seats. Mike Moustakas with his 13th home run of the year gives Kansas City a 4-2 lead, and what an at bat that was.
He's had a pretty darn good day. He got a slider last time in the 4th inning, hit a double to drive in a run, and then after a long at bat, he gets that fastball away again and takes it up into the monster seats for the home run. That's really putting a battle on Rodriguez right there.
So 2 down here in the 6th inning brings up Alex Rios. Action in the Red Sox pen for the first time today. Alexei Ogando first out.
Like most pitches, you pretty much know once contact is made that you've given one up.
Rios fouling it back. A long inning here for Rodriguez. Some lengthy at bats. To Hosmer to strike out, Morales to ground out. The long at bat for Mike Moustakas before surrendering that home run. And for Rodriguez, that is the 12th home run that he has allowed this season. Second home run of the series for Moustakas. Rios now to right field. Castillo was playing very shallow, and that ball is going to be over his head. And to the track in the wall, Rios to second base with a 2-out double. Then Castillo swung over towards the line and shallow and right, and that ball gets all the way back to the track in the wall and right.
Yeah, what happens a lot of times, with 2 strikes on the hitter, they'll slide over and come in a little bit because you're expecting a more defensive swing with the hitter down in the count. Instead, this time, Rios, he thinks he's out. When he makes contact, you can see him kind of flip the bat like he didn't get it enough. But because of where Castillo was playing, he gets over his head, and Rios ends up at second base. Watch Rios. He thought right there he was out. Then you look up surprised at how shallow he was playing and gets it over his head.
Ends up being a double with 2 down here in the 6th inning. Carl Willis at the mound. And Gondo some more time. Alexi Gondo warming in the pen right now. 2 outs in the 6th inning. Omar Infante has singled and grounded out, 1 for 2. Strike over the outside corner. Infante didn't think so. Just one Nexium 24-hour a day gives you all day, all night protection from frequent heartburn. Go to Nexium24hour.com for savings and pick up Nexium 24-hour at your local Stop and Shop. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. A home run by Mike Moustakas. And then a double by Alex Rios. Kansas City on top 4-2. Pitch number 100 of the day for Eduardo Rodriguez. Straightens him up with a pitch inside. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 100 today. His average has been 94. 114 his season high, and that was his last time out. The 114 that was against Cleveland. So 26 pitches in this inning. Bottom of the order, Drew Butera waiting on deck with 2 down here in the 6th inning. Fonte fouls it off down by the shoe tops. He's calling out Hannigan.
Hannigan throwing down a number of signs, and none of them agreeable to Rodriguez. Now trying to figure out what he wants to do.
Follow the Red Sox all season with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet today. 2 outs. Alex Rios at second base, a run in. And a 1-2 pitch to Omar Infante. Cleans it out, but a foul ball out ahead. Two balls, 2 strikes. Center fielder Mookie Betts over towards right center. Good size gap out in left center. To third, and Sandoval picks it and throws out Infante. Nice play there by Sandoval. Home run by Moustakas. It's 4-2 Kansas City. Team of the year. There is Pablo Sandoval. That's a fly ball well out towards center field, and that ball's going to be off the wall. Karen played by Kane, but Sandoval into second base with a leadoff double.
Now Sandoval's really had a nice afternoon. He is now 1 for 3, and his defense has been very good at third base. First pitch fastball he takes off the top of the scoreboard down in left center field. And you'll see that ball bounce directly back to Kane. Gets it back in, but certainly not in time to get Sandoval, who is in scoring position with nobody out.
Now Xander Bogaerts with nobody out. Bogaerts singled in the first inning, grounded out to short in the third. Light rain falling at Fenway for the last few innings. Shows bunt, drops it down. The pitcher Volquez will throw to first. Tough play for Hosmer. Kind of looking into the runner that time as the ball came back towards Bogaerts. To third goes Sandoval.
Let's take a look at Pablo Sandoval's defense so far in this game today. It's been very, very good down at third base, going to his left in particular. A diving play early in the ballgame against Morales, then a couple of steps to his right. That one not all that difficult. This one is. Another dive to his left. And then against Infante to throw to first base. Now my question is, why was Bogaerts bunting? Must have had to be doing that on his own.
Now you're looking to grab a couple of runs here, not just the one.
I think Bogaerts maybe bunting for a base hit, trying to get a couple of base runners, but the sacrifice in this situation really doesn't mean very much. You're giving away an out with a man at second base with the potential of having a big inning.
This is the second highest average with runners in scoring position, too.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think he was doing that on his own.
One out, Sandoval at third base. David Ortiz, the batter. Rain falling a little harder now. Call to strike. David didn't think so. Edison Volquez's pitching line is brought to you by our Eastern Lexus dealers. 5 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs. Hasn't walked anybody, struck out 5. 80 pitches deep into his outing with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Down to the count, 0-2.
Fastball followed by a curveball, a hard curveball that time at 80 miles an hour. Busting Ortiz down and in with it.
In the air and in the raindrops to left field. Ben Zobrist back at the wall to make the catch as tagging and scoring is Sandoval. Ortiz will pick up an RBI in the sac fly, and it's now 4-3 Kansas City.
Now David picks up his 76th RBI of the season with a long fly ball. I thought when it left the bat it had a chance to at least get off the wall. But you can see Ortiz getting underneath that ball just a little bit, and certainly deep enough to bring the run home. As Zobrist backs into the wall. He's got that hand out to touch the wall just to know exactly how far he's got.
So 2 down, bases empty, and it brings up Travis Shaw. Shaw has struck out swinging today. Last time up, hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Always tough when the Royals have a lead once you get past the 6th inning and you start talking about their bullpen, because they are very, very good. We're seeing those hard throwing relievers for Kansas City as part of this 4-game series.
Probably the best group we've seen all year.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, with the exception of the 8-9 guys for New York, and Betances and Miller is quite a combination at the end of those games. But this as a group is as good as it gets. Speaking of relievers, did you see that Fernando Rodney had been designated for assignment by Seattle?
I did not know that, and that was kind of unusual when they came in here. He was not in that closer's role.
Nope.
And obviously Rodney had to be very, very disappointed about that, because he's been closing games for years.
Two-two pitch. And Shaw to right field. That is going to get down. A fair ball. Over to play it is Rios. Knocks it down. Into second goes Shaw. It's a 2-out double. I'll be careful down there. If that one gets by him and rolls around to the corner, then Shaw would have been running a while.
Yeah, possibility of an inside the park home run. Shaw hitting the changeup down in that corner, and you can see Rios really battling it right there, going around the boards. Gets it back in, and Shaw standing at second base in scoring position, the potential tying run. Just go back to that play by Bogaerts, and it's almost like it broke momentum of the inning.
So 2 down, Shaw at second base, and Rusney Castillo coming up. Castillo with the infield hit in the second inning, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the fourth inning. On the ground into right field, a base hit. Travis Shaw being waved around. Here comes Rios up with a throw to the plate, cut off. Run scores as they have Castillo hung up in the rundown. And Rusney will be tagged out, but the Red Sox tie the score 4-4 with a couple of runs here in the sixth inning. Agondo into the game now for Boston. Takes over for Eduardo Rodriguez. 50th appearance in a Red Sox uniform for Agondo. 2-0. The 3.81 earned run average. 45 strikeouts, 19 walks. And opponent sitting at 232 against Agondo. Send it down to Tom.
Hey, Don, you just saw that 2-out game-tying RBI single for Rusney Castillo. It was 1 year ago today that the Red Sox signed Rusney Castillo. It was a big money signing at the time, and there was a lot of anticipation that the 27-year-old would be an immediate hit in the major leagues. It has been a bit of a bumpy road to get here, but Rusney Castillo certainly finally fitting in after spending time in AAA Pawtucket this year. He's now hitting .355 since coming back. But you guys well remember, it was just a battle last year getting him enough at bats. He hadn't played in nearly 2 years, and they had to get him to the Arizona Fall League, winter ball, but it's all worked out pretty well. Rusney Castillo fitting right in here in the major league lineup, guys.
Yeah, he's a guy that, you know, when he got here, Jerry, certainly his time away from baseball, you could see it. I mean, he was pretty raw when he arrived. Exactly
right, Don. Very good point. He was, you know, he hadn't played in a couple of years. And, you know, when you're away from something for that long, it takes you a while to get back into the groove. And you could see the natural ability that he had, you know, the power that he has, the way he can play the outfield, his throwing arm, all that stuff. But it never seemed to click together. And on top of that, he had a bunch of injuries. And that kept his progress from going forward also. So finally he gets himself healthy. He gets his chance to play. And he's now starting to respond the way people, I think, expected him to respond.
Rusney Castillo tying the game with his base hit 4-4. Drew Butera, first batter that Alexi Agondo faces. Well, it's on the outside corner for strike two. Agondo last worked on Thursday against Kansas City, game 1 of the series. Faced 2 batters in the 8th inning. And Zobrist to ground out. Lorenzo Cain walked, and then he got lifted from the game. Tara fouls it back. Down the line at third and foul. Still 2-2. She's all fired up. She's got herself a baseball here at Fenway. Doesn't get better than that. 2-2 pitch. And Butera strikes out looking on the 7th pitch of the at-bat. It's time for a game break brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Adam? All right, Adam, certainly not good news there. As the Yankees rotation, that's something they're concerned about anyway. And now you add CC Sabathia's knee to that issue as the pitch for a strike. Here to Alcides Escobar with one down in the inning. Escobar has grounded back to the mound, hit a sacrifice fly, and had a sacrifice bunt in this game. Escobar now in his 5th season with Kansas City. Broke into the big leagues in 2008 with Milwaukee. On that corner again. Gondo's been living out there. It's 1-2.
That time the slider to the outside corner, down and away. Pretty much an unhittable pitch and something you don't want to swing at right there unless you've got 2 strikes on you. That's good pitching right there. Tries it again, just moves it out a little bit more to see if he'll chase it. Give him the look of the same pitch except a little bit farther outside.
Tommy Lane up in the Boston pen. Eduardo Rodriguez today went the first 6 innings. Now the pen in the game as Alexia Gondo has the first out of the 7th inning. Ben Zobrist waiting on deck. Gondo coming into this game has made 2 straight scoreless appearances after giving up runs in 11 of the last 15 appearances. He's now moved ahead of Tazawa for the staff lead in innings pitched. 52 1/3 now for him. Tazawa had been leading in that category out of the Red Sox pen. On the ground and up the middle, and it is picked there by Rutledge, but no throw. Thrown out the bare hand on the way by was Gondo. And a base hit here for Escobar with 1 down.
I actually thought Gondo was going to make the play with his bare hand, but it gets by him, and once it gets by him, there's no chance for anybody. You know, Gondo putting his arm up after saying, I should have caught that. Went right underneath.
So 1 out base runner here for the Royals, and it brings up Ben Zobrist. 0 for 3 today. He is fouled out to the catcher and grounded out twice to Josh Rutledge at second base. Slinging it over to first base is Gondo. Strike 1. SubaruSubaruTireRack.com. Your local Subaru dealers. And by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years. Back at Fenway, may be rainy, but never a bad time to have some ice cream here at the ballpark, as Red Sox and Royals are tied up 4-4 into the last half of the 7th inning. Ensign Volquez back on the mound for the 7th. He's thrown 88 pitches through the first 6 innings. And it's Ryan Hanigan leads it off here, bottom third of the Red Sox order. Hanigan, Bradley Jr., and Rutledge scheduled to bat. Breaking ball for strike 1. 5 strikeouts today for Volquez, who's not walked anybody. Red Sox getting 2 runs off him in the 6th inning to tie the score. Franklin Morales up in the pen for Kansas City. First action we've seen out there today. Volquez working here into the 7th inning. Hanigan lines it into left field for a base hit. Zobrist over to play it. Hanigan on to begin things here in the 7th.
It's been a tough day offensively for Hanigan. A couple of strikeouts in the 2nd and 4th inning, but the big base hit here to lead off the bottom of the 7th in a tie game. Checking the signs now, see what they're going to have Jackie Bradley doing in his tie ball game. Will they have him sacrificing a swing away? Personally, I'd let him swing away, but we'll see what happens.
Bradley with a double in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 5th, 1 for 2 today. Dragged it down the first base line, foul. Now he's swinging away and fouls it off to the left out of play, down 0-2.
Now, the reason I say swing away is because Bradley's been swinging the bat pretty well. I mean, you know, he's been on pretty much everything, and you're working toward the bottom of the batting order. You got the lefty-righty matchup, but just for me, I'd like to see him swing. That time fouling off strike 2.
Red Sox with the lead runner on here in the bottom of the 7th inning in a tie game. On the ground, down the first baseline, a fair ball into right. Hanigan headed for third as Rios tries to cut it off. Hanigan's going to be waved all the way around. Throw to the plate is high, and he scores to put the Red Sox on top 5-4. All the way from first base on a double by Jackie Bradley Jr. Red Sox take the lead.
That's what I'm talking about. The man swinging the bat well. Right down the first base line. He gets a breaking ball, a curveball, and tops it down the first base line. A gamble taken by Butterfield with nobody out, but the throw's going to go high on the relay, and that's going to allow Hanigan to score. Well, they see Rios down on one knee playing that ball, the ball against the wall down there, and you can see the high throw. Hanigan getting waved on, and the high throw is going to give him home plate, so the Red Sox take the lead 5-4. Bradley with a couple of RBIs, 2 doubles on the day.
Last 11 hits now have gone for extra base hits, and that includes 2 doubles today for Bradley.
Now I would have Rutledge bunting.
Number 9 man at the plate right now. And he is squaring, got it down somehow. And they will throw him out. Sacrifice complete. To third base goes Bradley with now 1 out.
It was either bunt that ball or be hit by the ball. That ball looked like it was right at his stomach, and he was able to bunt it and get it down for the successful sacrifice.
Ooh, watch your fingers.
Yeah.
Now the infield to be in for Kansas City with 1 out, a runner at third base, and Mookie Betts coming up. That's 0 for 3. He has flied out 3 times in the game. .22 of 27 from third with less than 2 outs. A chance to do it here. Red Sox have already taken the lead, now looking to obtain some insurance as they bat here in the 7th. Fouled off, and it's 1-1.
See, I'd squeeze in this situation because I can't help myself. I just love that play so much. Kind of got him on their heels a little bit, you know, and you get a pitch where you think you're going to get a strike, and you let him drop one down. Suicide squeeze.
Walking lead off third base for Bradley Jr. The infield in all the way around. Line to right center and moving in is Rios to make the catch. Kind of lost on the light bank there for a moment, and he fires it back in. He was coming in kind of gingerly to make that catch for the second out.
You know, plus he was playing shallow out there, so on contact, Bradley at third base was coming down the line. So by the time Rios makes the catch, he's going back to the bag to tag up. He can't score. There's the break right there, as he thought that ball was going to drop in. Now, we don't know from that point whether they would have been able to, you know, test the arm of Rios and send Bradley had he been tagged up.
Now that is a day for Edinson Volquez, who departs on the hook now and responsible for Bradley at third. Tickets start at $33. Supplies are limited. Visit aceticket.com right now for super savings. In the midst of the bottom of the 7th inning, pitching change for Kansas City. Former Red Sox lefty Franklin Morales into his 52nd game, 3-1 with a 2.37 ERA. As Sandoval hacking at the first fastball he sees and fouls it back. Sandoval with a double his last time up, scored a run. Red Sox have taken the lead with a run so far here in the 7th. Have Jackie Bradley Jr. at third with 2 outs in the inning. Second appearance of the series for Morales. Sandoval down 0-2. Morales pitching for the Red Sox from 2011 through 2013. Part of the World Series team in 13. Little dribbler down the first baseline. Sandoval trying to leg it out. The throw is going to get away. Bradley scores, and the Red Sox have a 2-run lead on top, 6-4.
That's what happens when it's been raining all day and you pick up a wet baseball. It just sails out of your hand, and that's exactly what happened that time to Morales. Morales covers the ground. He gets over there. He's able to pick the ball up, turn to first base, and then just throw it away. That's picking up a wet baseball right there and then straight directly down in the dirt.
That's a hit and an RBI. And out is Yost arguing. Is he arguing that Sandoval was running inside the baseline?
He may be. Let's take a look at Sandoval going down the first base line. Inside, inside, inside. Looks like there he's on the line. Okay. I think it's a non-issue.
Ned Yost thinks it's an issue.
I think it's a non-issue.
I think Ned thinks it is. He continues this conversation.
I mean, it's impossible to run on the line out of the batter's box, and then it looks like it gets back on the line, and I don't think that impeded the throw at all of Morales.
Yost getting more animated. Now he walks away. So Sandoval with a base hit and RBI. Red Sox lead at 6-4. And Xander Bogaerts coming up here with Sandoval at first base. In the dirt, gathered by Butera to his left. So that run is charged to Edison Volquez. Ends up going 6 2/3, 9 hits. Charged with 6 runs, 4 earned. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 5, and on the hook came into this game at 11-7. Morales missing again, 3-0. Taking is Bogaerts, and he takes the strike. 3-1.
Here's where Bogaerts, I think, has to narrow his zone down middle in, look for his fastball middle in, and see if he can drive something.
David Ortiz waiting on deck. Red Sox batting in the 7th. And he hits this on the ground at third. Tough hop, but Moustakas will go to second for the force out that ends the inning. Red Sox score twice and take a 6-4 lead.
Then Bradley right down the first base line on a breaking ball is going to score Hannigan, and Sandoval with a little tap. That's going to be thrown away by Morales at first base, and a run scores again for the Red Sox. So 2 runs in the 6th, 2 runs in the 7th. Red Sox have the 2-run lead.
Kendrys Morales leading it off here in the 8th inning against Tommy Lane, and Morales sends one out to right field. Incoming is Castillo, and over to make the running catch. Oh, change direction out there, and that's out number 1 of the 8th. And today's game summary brought to you by Xfinity. Volquez on the hook right now as he went 6 2/3, giving up 6 runs. Moustakas has his 13th home run of the year, 2nd of the series. Eduardo Rodriguez goes 6 innings, 2 earned runs in his outing. Jackie Bradley 2 for 3, and Pablo Sandoval 2 for 4 in this ball game today. With 1 out now in the top of the 8th inning. Takes us to Mike Moustakas. Just mentioned his home run. He also has a double today and a 2 for 3 showing. As he bats with 1 down here in the 8th inning. Gene Machi up in the pen right now. Sinagondo and Lane out of the pen. Swing and a miss. Good pitch headed down and away. 1-2.
A slider by Tommy Lane going away from Moustakas. Actually finishing well off the outside part of the plate.
On the ground at first base, it's gathered by Shaw for the second out of the 8th. Well, looking for a fun activity for the kids this summer? Visit NESN.com/freezeframe to see the photo of the week. Then have your son or daughter send in a caption that could make it on the next NESN Clubhouse show. Visit NESN.com/freezeframe today. 10th appearance without a record of 5.63 ERA. 7 Ks to 4 walks. Opponents hitting at 194 against him. Alex Rios. First batter he'll face hits one in the air to deep left field. Back goes Bradley towards the wall to make the catch on the warning track. That ends the top of the 8th inning. 6-4 Boston. Fly out to left field. Franklin Morales back on the mound for Kansas City as Ortiz. It's his 4th plate appearance of the day. Royals shifting on David on the right side as David has struck out swinging. Flied out to the warning track in right. Last time up a sacrifice fly to pick up his 76th RBI of the year. High fly ball out to center field. Lorenzo Cain makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 8th. Well, for every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Fund. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. 1 out in the 8th for Travis Shaw. He has struck out, been hit by a pitch, and doubled in the ball game. They are shifting on Shaw as well, but they keep it tight to the infield. A little different looking shift, but the idea the same. Strike called. Pens are busy. Big right-hander Chris Young, the former starter, warming in the Kansas City pen. Junichi Tazawa getting ready for Boston for the 9th inning. Travis Shaw's hit direction. Two and two the count. Grounded foul over by the on deck circle, and we'll do it again. 2-2.
I don't think that ball was intended for that kid.
No.
I think it was for the kid that was behind him. But he had the glove and he just took it away from him.
Swing and a miss, and Shaw strikes out on the pitch up top. First strikeout for Morales since coming in. Let's take a closer look at what's ahead for the Red Sox tomorrow. Starting pitchers, it's Joe Kelly against Jeff Samardzija. Kelly's 6-6 on the year with a 5.37 earned run average. Samardzija this year 8-9 with a 4.64 ERA. This closer look is brought to you by FW Web Selection Expertise Solutions. More at FWWeb.com. A pitching change here for Ned Yost. Franklin Morales is hit. 6-2 or 6-4. Red Sox have the lead here as Chris Young stands in here. His 25th appearance, 8-6 with a 3.28 earned run average. It's hitting at .213 against Young.
See, what people don't know is you do the boiler move as well as Wally does. You are outstanding at doing that.
I cannot do the boiler move.
No, you can.
Well,
No, you do it better than that. I mean, you got the whole thing down.
pitch inside, and it's 3-0. It is a pretty go-to move for the mascots, I've noticed.
It is.
When in doubt, you just go to the boiler.
I think, when you get up there and audition, the first thing you say, let's see the boiler.
Castillo will take the strike. He thought he had ball 4. So there's the move there. You got to do this. If you're going to be a mascot, you're going to have to get this down. It's just a rotation move. 3-1 pitch, and that is ball 4. And Rusney will reach with 2 down. Ryan Hanigan coming up here. It struck out twice and singled. Came around to score the 5th Red Sox run, which was the go-ahead run in the 7th inning. Red Sox would add another, have a 6-4 lead, batting with 2 down and a runner at first. Runner goes, and it is a pop-up left side into shallow left. Escobar calling and catching out number 3 of the 8th inning. Shinichi Tazawa will be in, looking to grab a save. 54th appearance, 2-5, a 3.12 earned run average. 2 out of 7 in save opportunities. Some of those coming, however, in the 8th inning in his old role. 49 strikeouts, 8 walks, and opponent sitting at 245 against Tazawa. Picked up the save on Thursday night, game 1 of the series, a 1-2-3 9th inning. Omar Infante leading it off here in the 9th. 8-9-1 expected for Kansas City. Strike 1 at the top of the zone. Getting credit for that. 0 for 3 with a couple of Ks in his career against Tazawa. Infante had a single back in the 3rd inning, a 1 for 3 game. High fly ball to left field. Back goes Jackie Bradley Jr. onto the warning track, and he can't catch it. That ball will bounce around, and still running is Infante. They're going to try to have him come all the way around. Throw to the plate is going to be in time. He's out.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable. The first out of the inning is at the plate. As he tried it inside the park home run.
I mean, what a messed up play all the way around. I mean, first of all, Jackie Bradley Jr. thinks this ball's going to be off the wall. He turns, he looks, and I don't believe it hits the wall. No. Now it bounces, it gets by him. He's able to track it down. I can't believe they send the runner down by 2 runs in this situation with nobody out. He hits that dirt at home plate and just sticks in the mud and is tagged out by Hanigan.
The Toyota play of the game, and I'm not sure what they're challenging here, but they are challenging. He got not even to the plate ever.
What could they be challenging?
That's what I don't get.
I mean, Hanigan wasn't blocking home plate.
Ball arrived kind of at the same time, too.
Yeah, he's got the ball, and I mean, Infante knows he's got nowhere to go. He can't even touch home plate.
That's a first. I don't think I have seen that.
I have never seen that. Never. I think, and for me, I think Hanigan's got the baseball. He's starting to slide his left foot out there, but he's got the baseball.
And you can block the plate if you have the baseball.
Right. I mean, he steps down. He's got the ball there already. And I mean, there's nowhere for Infante to go. And then when he slides, he gets stuck in the dirt.
Boy, did he ever just kind of stop.
Stopped.
Nothing doing there momentum-wise.
And a double tag by Hanigan.
Just to be sure. He's still out. Royals gave it a shot.
Now here's that very strange play as he first of all thought the ball was going to be off the wall and then misplayed it. Picks it up all the way home on one bounce. Or two bounces, excuse me, and Hannigan's there waiting for Infante, who's reaching around trying to touch home plate. And that's a huge play.
It's out number 1 of the 9th inning. Now Drew Butera batting. He'll take strike 1.
How about the throw from Jackie Bradley Jr. from out there?
Outstanding from the warning track, just about.
From almost the warning track, 2 hops to home plate.
So triple, put out goes 7-2. Oh, 2 the count.
One more look at the throw from Bradley Jr. as he just lets it fly. I still can't believe that play. I'll get used to it, Jerry. It happened. I mean, come on.
Get your arms around it, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap myself around this thing, and I'm going, what's going on here? Down by 2, you're trying to score a man from third. You got Bradley throwing him out at home. It's like crazy.
No 2 pitch to Butera. He looked like he was in trouble right out of the gate on this.
Yeah, he did. I mean, you know, it's got that sea breeze today.
Yep.
And that's very unusual. It knocks the ball down, obviously. And I think, on a normal day, that ball is off the left field wall. But the sea breeze knocks it down. And that's what fooled him.
Butera on the ground and foul. Butera, the sacrifice bunt today, a double and a strikeout. In the dirt, and it is 2-2.
After that big hop, it hits off the top of the scoreboard and bounced out back toward left field.
2-2 pitch. On the ground and threw into right field. A base hit for the number 9 man, Butera. So now they'll bring the potential tying run to the plate here in the 9th. That'll bring up Alcides Escobar. Escobar has grounded back to the mound, hit a sac fly and a sac bunt in the 5th, and then singled in the 7th. High for ball 1. Now Hannigan headed out to talk to Tazawa. H.B. Hood salutes the Red Sox Foundation for its commitment to 4,900 accredited charities throughout New England. One out, Drew Butera at first base. Escobar, who has 3 home runs on the year, ahead in the count here, 1-0. Base hit into right field. Up to second base now goes Butera. And the tying run's now on base for Kansas City.
That Tazawa really hasn't got it out yet. I mean, he's given up a triple and now 2 singles here in the 9th inning. 2 hits going to the opposite field here with the 1 out in the inning, taking the inside fastball and moving it to the opposite field. That time is Escobar. So it's not coming easy here in the 9th.
Well, Ben Zobrist coming up here against Tazawa with 2 on and 1 out in the inning. He is 4 for 10 and 400 against Tazawa. As part of the Rays-Red Sox battle over the years. Zobrist lines one, caught by Bogaerts. Throw to first, and it will be not in time. What a catch by Bogaerts. Elevated and reeled it in on a hot shot for the second out.
Oh, great play by Bogaerts. Going to the backhand, timing the jump perfectly, and then realizing he almost had a chance for a double play. That'd have been quite an ending to the game if they'd double a guy off first base. Zobrist can't believe that Bogaerts able to make that play.
2 down in the 9th inning. Lorenzo Cain coming up. Cain 0 for 3. He is grounded out to short, to second, lined out to third, and last time up was hit by a pitch in the back. Action in case. Wade Davis, the right-hander, up for Kansas City. On the ground and through into right field. A base hit for Cain. Here comes Butera. No, he's going to be stopped. Throw to second base and back to the bag at second goes Escobar as the throw went to Bogaerts, and now the bases are loaded with 2 down.
And Bogaerts didn't realize how much that man at second base had rounded the bag, and had he been anywhere closer to him, that could have been the end of the game. Another base hit going to the opposite field. Now the runner at second base just keeps going, and I see Bogaerts right there. Castillo knew it, but Bogaerts didn't.
So right now Tazawa has not been much of a mystery.
No, he has not.
They have hit him pretty good here, but right now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Eric Hosmer, the batter. He is flied out to center, single to center, struck out and grounded out. 2 for 3 against Tazawa with a double in his career. Hosmer pops it up, foul ground. Sandoval will not have a play. The count here to Eric Hosmer. Tying run at second base. Go ahead run at first here for Kansas City. Line by Sandoval and into left field. 1 run is in. Escobar is going to try and score. Throw is offline. 2 runs are in, and this game is tied. Hosmer ties it up 6-6. The blown save for Tazawa.
Well, Tazawa not effective at all in this inning. He tries a split-fingered fastball right here, and I thought that Jackie Bradley was going to have a chance, but the throw's going to go up the first base line. There's the splitter taken by the dive of Sandoval. Now it looks like Bradley's got plenty of time, but the throw is going to be up the first base line. No chance, and the game tied up. This has been some inning here, the 9th inning.
So the go-ahead run now 90 feet away with 2 outs in the inning for Kansas City in Lorenzo Cain. Eric Hosmer with a hit and 2 RBIs. Key RBIs to tie this game 6-6. You got Kendrys Morales coming up here. Nobody warming behind Tazawa. In there for strike one.
Starts him off with a curveball.
Morales thought about it, did not go, and it's 1-1. Mike Moustakas waiting on deck. Royals have scored twice here in the ninth and tied it up 6-6. Kane at third, Hosmer at first. Breaking ball missing. 2-1. Morales with a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
And Morales chasing a bad ball right there. That was a split-fingered fastball from Tazawa. Never really in the strike zone. Good block by Hannigan. Good catch by Hannigan to keep that man at third base from scoring.
Two pitch. Runner at first goes, and into scoring position goes Hosmer. Defensive indifference allows Hosmer to take second base into scoring position with 2 outs here in the ninth. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth inning, Jackie Bradley Jr., Josh Rutledge, and Mookie Betts scheduled to bat, and he gets on Pablo Sandoval. Morales will take the walk and load the bases. Gives Mike Moustakas a chance here.
Yeah, ball, no question, it's outside. It's a split-fingered fastball from Tazawa. And actually, Morales does a very good job staying off that pitch. He's very close to the plate, so he could read that ball was going to be away and took it.
Moustakas 0 for 5 against Tazawa in his career. Today has a double and a home run, his 13th home run of the year. Breaking ball for strike one. 0 for 8 with the bases loaded this year is Moustakas. 3 RBIs. Kane at third, Hosmer at second, Morales at first with 2 outs in the ninth. Ball and a strike to Moustakas. Moustakas, the 8th member of the Royals to bat here in the ninth inning. On the ground, foul into the Red Sox dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the 9th. Two and two.
Another good job by Hannigan. Another split-fingered fastball from Tazawa bouncing. The confidence you have to have when you catch or throw that pitch, especially with a man at third base.
Bases filled with Royals. 2 down here in the 9th inning in a tie game now. Moustakas grounds it foul. On deck, Alex Rios. He would be the 9th member of the Royals to bat in the inning if he gets up. And a long inning for Tazawa, and there is action now in the pen. Robbie Ross Jr. Fights it off foul. We'll do it again. Kane at third, Hosmer at second, Morales at first. Tie game in the 9th. Fouled back, still 2 and 2. .28 pitches, 19 for strikes for Tazawa. Royals tie the game with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Stockitz gets jammed and fouls back another. You'll see a 9th pitch in this at bat now.
Yeah, Tazawa's been all over the map too with pitches inside, outside, high, low. Moustakas still standing.
Two pitch. Moustakas grounds it foul. Tazawa keeps trying to put him away, but Moustakas keeps fouling pitches off.
Tried to put him away that time with a split-fingered fastball, and Moustakas again able to foul that pitch off. There's a splitter moving down, and Moustakas hitting on top of it, pulling it foul, and he will see another pitch.
Moustakas lines it into right center field. It's going to get down and roll a while. From first base all the way around comes Morales. The throw to the plate as they try to clear him will be in time. But 2 runs come in for Kansas City, and the Royals pull ahead here 8-6. Moustakas, in an incredible at bat, ends up driving in 2 runs.
6 game now.
Wade Davis into the game, 53rd appearance, 7-1 with a 1.07 ERA, 10 out of 11 in save opportunities, 57 strikeouts to 15 walks. Opponent sitting at 162 against Davis. So Chris Young is now the pitcher of record who got the final out of the 8th inning. Jackie Bradley Jr. leads it off here in the bottom of the 9th. There is strike 1. Bradley doubled in the 2nd, struck out in the 5th, doubled in the 7th inning. Driven in 2 runs today as he grounds 1 foul. Inside, 2-2. Bradley with a liner into left field for a base hit. Good inside out swing there. That's the 3rd hit of the day for Bradley.
He's had a very nice afternoon. Offensively, defensively, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and now the base hit to the opposite field. A breaking ball from Davis. And Bradley picks up his 3rd hit, 3 for 4.
3rd 3-hit game for him. Josh Rutledge, the batter. Rutledge with a single in the 2nd inning. He flied out to left in the 5th, and a sacrifice bunt in the 7th. In there for strike 1. Wade Davis into his 4th game of this road trip for Kansas City. Foul back, 0-2. Worked his way around a walk and a single in the 8th inning of last night's game. I've been holding lefties to a 160 average prior to that base hit by Bradley to begin things here in the 9th. 0-2 pitch. Kansas City scoring 4 times in the top half of the 9th inning to take an 8-6 lead. Foul back at 96 miles an hour is what Davis is operating at right now.
Yeah, he's got that fastball at 96, a cutter at about 91. Here's the last pitch here, and a pretty good job by Rutledge to foul it off because that ball's going to be called strike 3.
Two and two. Top of the order, Mookie Betts waiting on deck. Strike 3 call. So Rutledge, the first out of the 9th inning.
Yeah, back to the inside corner and down for Davis. A good pitch right there, and Rutledge just watches it go by for strike 3.
One out, one on, and Mookie Betts coming up. That's 0 for 4 in the game. He has flied out 4 times. Strike one. Close pitch, called the ball. Infield a double play depth. With Pablo Sandoval waiting on deck. Ball 2, 2-1. Strike two. Most of the pitches have been down here from Davis. It's had 16 wins out of the pen since 2014. That's the most in the majors. Full count now. Bradley singled to begin the inning. Rutledge struck out looking. Now Betts with a full count. In the air to shallow right. Late break from Rios, but he has time to recover as he makes the catch for the second out of the ninth inning. So 2 down, and that'll bring up Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval has grounded out, flied out, doubled, and singled. 2 hits on the day, an RBI. To center at Lorenzo Cain, who makes the catch to end the ball game. So the Royals score 4 times in the top of the ninth inning and win this ball game today, 8-6 at Fenway Park. As the Red Sox and Royals end up splitting a 4-game series. Big day for Mike Moustakas, including a home run, as the Red Sox wrap up the homestand.